broadcasting live from the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo at the Cradle of Aviation here in Garden City, Long Island.
Yeah!
Hello. How's everyone doing?
This is very weird because it's very tall.
Yes.
I'm afraid of heights. And I have to look up really high.
This is a dome.
I feel very tiny right now.
I'm used to sitting up there for movies, and this is not a great place to see movies, by the way. But this is a whole nother level.
So, the biggest IMAX theaters you can get, they're all domes, right?
A traditional IMAX is 6 stories tall, straight.
Okay.
This is not traditional IMAX.
Okay.
I don't even think this is 6 stories tall from
So
like
if it's the 6 stories tall IMAX, isn't it still domed?
No.
Then why did I drive all the way to Pennsylvania one time to see Force Awakens in a dome that was like this, and I was a little mad about it?
I have no idea. I went to.
It wasn't worth it. You were there.
We Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, I went to Birmingham, Alabama to see The Force Awakens in IMAX.
Was it flat?
No, it was domed like this.
Then what?
I
Where
don't
can I
know.
go to get a flat one? Is what I'm asking.
Lincoln Square, I think. New Jersey.
New Jersey? Where in New Jersey?
Northfield?
Is it like the real IMAX where it's like the 6 stories tall, big flat one?
I don't know how big it was, but it was labeled as IMAX, and I saw it, and it was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
the one in like Deer Park says IMAX, but it's like not really IMAX.
I'm just gonna wait for Christopher Nolan's new movie because he shoots everything in real IMAX, and they only show it in like 3 theaters, and one of them's in New York.
Lincoln Square.
Largest IMAX in
Thank you.
Film one.
Yeah.
All right.
Film, it has to be filmed to be true IMAX.
It has to be filmed.
I don't think that's like the Westbury is not
And
like
it's the
full
flat
6-story IMAX.
Okay.
Film.
That's the one I need.
Here, we
Yeah.
film, but it's a dome.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's 6 stories high.
This is 6 stories.
This is 6 stories
Oh.
high.
I'm gonna throw up looking up that.
Oh, jeez.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
This is the WULFF Den. Long Island's number
Don't
one
forget, half
podcast.
of the channel is comic books.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that.
You want to start something?
Anyway.
Yes.
We bought a bunch of stuff.
We did.
Today. So we come here. We go to the what's it called? Too Many Games.
Yes.
Big fan of these conventions.
Yes.
Because we buy a lot of retro
Yes.
stuff. We're retro
Much to my
collectors.
wife's chagrin, but
Yeah, you got a lot of crap.
I do.
I'm allowed.
Yeah.
I'm single, everybody. Please. All right. What did we get? Well,
What do we get? Well, I have my list. I'll start from the top. I bought myself a Wavebird for the GameCube because I'm on this like weird quest to like try any video game system I have. I want wireless controllers for because they're just much more convenient. They're easier to use. I mean, when they work, probably they're easy to use. And we never owned a Wavebird.
I'm the complete opposite. I want everything wired because I'm right next to the monitor when I'm
Right.
playing it.
Yeah, I'm not. So
Yeah, you're
also
on your
like
nice little couch.
yeah, in my basement situation, my consoles are like here, but my TV is there, so it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense for me to have wired controllers. But
How else? Go
just go down my list,
Go down
okay.
your whole list.
I bought Sonic Triple Trouble for the Game Gear because that's like one of the only Sonic games we don't have.
Oh, right. For the game.
Yeah, and that game is really fun.
I've never. You played it?
yeah.
We don't have it?
Yeah.
Would you emulate it?
No.
Oh, okay.
A friend of mine had it growing up. A PS2 memory card because I needed a new one. A DualShock 2 because I needed a new one of that, and it's white, and apparently those are rare. Right, Tim? All right.
Please confirm my purchase.
Yeah. So he's the one who told me that one's rare. I'm like, fine.
I've never seen it. I've
Yeah.
never seen the white one.
What else did I get? I bought Half-Life for the PS2, and I bought it because we did a backlog episode on the original Half-Life.
Yes.
But since then, I don't have a way to play it. It's like I don't have it on my PC.
Original Half-Life is the first game to have WASD as default. on the
Yes.
controls.
So I bought it for a system where you use a controller. But the PS2 version has an exclusive co-op mode called Day of Decay. It's only in that version of Half-Life. So I think that's interesting. As my screen goes dark.
As your screen goes dark, I got a bunch of game manuals for some reason. I wasn't expecting to leave here with game manuals, and I did anyway. I got Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES. These are all NES games. Super Mario Bros. 3, the Super Mario and Duck Hunt split, and the Duck Hunt Mario Track Meet split.
Yeah.
I got the manuals for all those.
Yeah. It always fascinates me, the manual collecting scene. Because you don't think oh, I'm going to spend $30 on a manual
Yeah.
for something you can look up online. What?
I have that manual.
You have
I have the Duck Hunt Mario manual. That must be a different game. Unless I just bought it twice.
You might have bought it twice.
I probably bought it twice.
You bought like
Damn it!
you bought like not to skip ahead, but you bought 2 copies of Super Mario Brothers Deluxe.
All right, so I
Game Boy
bought 2
Color.
copies of Super Mario Bros. Deluxe because you can play it with a link cable.
Yeah.
And it has, it's like a versus mode
Yeah.
that has the on-off switch
Yeah.
that they have in Mario Maker.
Right.
It was in Mario World.
But
Mario
today,
Deluxe.
before we left, you said, I think I bought this already.
Yeah, I might have it. That might be the third.
So now we have
copy.
3 copies of that.
I gotta look.
Yeah.
I gotta look now.
All right. My turn again?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. I bought a copy of Assassin's Creed 2 for the PS3. I bought it because it was $2 and I just needed the case. Because I had another game where the case was broken.
Do you have it with you?
No.
Oh, I should have given it to somebody.
I know. I was thinking, because the game, it had everything. The game, the manual, the label, and it's all like really good condition, so I
Oh,
felt
that's really
bad.
unfortunate.
I felt bad.
You're gonna cannibalize it.
But I've just found a booth over there in the corner selling PS3 games for $1, and they're all sports games I don't care about. So maybe I'll just buy one of those and like swap it in this way. I have a nice copy of Assassin's Creed 3, the Best Buy edition.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I got Power Stone 1, the Japanese version for the Dreamcast, because Power Stone 2 is one of the best games for the Dreamcast.
Yes.
It's like Smash. If you've never played it, it's like a 3D Smash Brothers.
Yeah. It's
awesome.
insane. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
There's like it's a fighting game where there's items. You can
Yeah.
go up to 4 players. You can have teams. There's special moves before Smash Brothers had Smash Balls.
Yeah.
So yes, it is an amazing game. I've never played the first one. I don't think
Do we have the first one or the second one?
we have the second one.
Okay.
Welcome to the Power.
Welcome
Stone
to the
World.
Power Stone World Tournament.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else you got?
All right. I bought the box for Sonic 2 because my wife, who had a Sega Genesis growing up, and we still have it, her Sonic doesn't have the box anymore. So I bought my wife the box for Sonic 2.
You're such a good.
I am a very good husband. Didn't have the manual though, so I'm still looking for that. So I slept on the couch last night.
I got Bad Dudes for the NES because I had to.
Yeah.
It was it was like $6.
And it's a classic
You
game. I
gotta
don't
get-
care what
you
anyone
see
says.
Bad Dudes, you gotta get
Yeah.
Bad Dudes. I got Game Genie for the Game Gear because you pointed it out, and I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's huge.
massive.
Like it's this big for
and the manual
like
is
this
inside of it. There's like a little
The
compartment.
manual is the size of a GBA cartridge.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's super weird. I got Mario Hoops for the DS because it was really cheap. I got Wario Land for the Game Boy. What is that? Super Mario Land 3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got just a PS2 case because I have a copy of Mega Man X8 that does not have a case. So
Yeah.
I need a PS2 case.
And then I also got Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi, and Ready to Rumble for the Dreamcast. Because I realized I have like a lot of Dreamcast. We have a lot of Dreamcast games that like are missing. Like we didn't have Crazy Taxi beforehand. We didn't have Ready to Rumble. We didn't have Soul Calibur. Those are like some of the most memorable games from the
Choo
launch.
Choo
of-
Rocket.
We don't have Choo Choo Rocket. And there's just a couple others like Hydro Thunder, which is like a big game
Oh,
when
yeah, we got
Dreamcast
it.
came out. And I'm on the quest for NHL 2K2 because that's the last officially released Dreamcast game. And I just think it's important to have that. And then, what else did I get? I bought Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Color. Now, if you've seen our show, you know that we hype this game up all the time because it's great. It's like the lost great Metal Gear game that nobody really knows about, but everybody should play.
And it's the top rated Game Boy Color game on game rankings.
Yes. We lost our copy.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
So we saw it here,
It's also very rare.
Yes.
It's a very rare Game Boy game.
and I'm not proud of the amount of money I spent on a Game Boy Color game, but I bought it.
I think Greg took ours.
No,
Yo, if you did.
I would know that.
I would remember stealing
Yeah,
from
but now we definitely have it, and today I bought a little stand to put it on, so I always know where it is, and it will be prominently be displayed in my house.
I like that because it covers the contacts.
Yes,
It's like a little 3D printed thing some guy has in like
yes,
the corner.
in the corner by the the soda steins.
With the wood panels, right?
Yeah.
They have the wood panel
Yeah.
controller like holders.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because it's so hard to where do you put controllers?
Yeah.
And for me, they're just
Yeah.
all over my desk.
I have like the charging blocks for like my PS4 controllers, and then some company makes like really good officially licensed Microsoft controllers for the Xbox One, and they're like $10 on Amazon. But like Nintendo doesn't really have one, and like for some of the older systems, it's like hard to find good displays for.
I was trying to read what the company is.
I
but
saved his card from
can't read it.
yesterday,
I
but
cannot read it.
all right.
Yeah.
What else?
I want to get the Super Mario Brothers 3 for the NES that has that. What do we have?
Oh yeah. So I learned this the other day. Super Mario Brothers 3 for the NES. You're all familiar? Okay. So.
Explain.
So apparently, the first printing of that game, the word bros, is on the other side of the box and it covers his hand a little bit. Whereas later printings have it towards the end of the word Mario, like next to the
Knock
3.
me out.
Yeah. So if you have it where like brothers is close to his hand, that's like a first printing. And recently, that sold complete in box for $9,000.
Damn.
Yeah. Super Mario 3.
So I want to get the. What do we have?
We
I wanna
have
get the one that we don't.
have later printing.
Okay, so I got to get the one where it's
It's
on the
brothers
left
is
side.
yeah close
His
to it.
hand is covering it.
If you're looking at it, it's on the left side.
Do it for them. So they.
If you're looking at it, it's on this side.
All right. And there was a booth that had it.
Yeah.
But we got to do it once we get out.
So after that, we'll have 3 copies of Super Mario Brothers 3.
3.
Yeah, because we already have one, and then you bought one yesterday.
No, I bought the manual.
Oh, you bought the manual yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we do have a Game Boy Advance.
one.
Yeah.
That we have complete in box sealed.
Yes, I bought it for 15 because I saw it on Amazon for like 130.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
All right, I got 3 more. I bought the Matrix Path of Neo because that's a game. It's the Matrix trilogy told from the point of view of Neo. You know, the game they should have released originally. But
Enter the Matrix was good.
Into the Matrix was
Got a lot of crap for no
fine.
reason.
It was great.
I liked it.
It doesn't hold up very well. But Path
Of course not.
Path of Neo is interesting because it's the story of the games, story of the movies from Neo's perspective. But then they add in all these like extra levels and side missions, like basically expanded universe stuff, including like in between the first and second movies, like all of his training, and they're all based on like famous movies. Like when they're teaching him how to like shoot, you recreate the tea house scene from John Woo's Hard Boiled.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen Hard Boiled, you know how great that scene is.
Is that the one with the final boss at the end where all the ages go together?
Yes.
It's all like Megazord style.
Yes. Yeah, that's another thing too. They changed the ending of Matrix Revolutions because it didn't make sense for a game. So the Wachowskis actually show up in the game, like stop the game dead in the tracks and goes, "Hey, we're the Wachowskis. We changed the ending of our own movie. Here you go."
I remember that was so.
Yeah.
The game is a We Are the Champions.
Yeah. I also bought Red Dead Revolver for the PS2 because we did not own that. And I feel like we should because we love those games.
Yes.
And then,
I'm surprised we don't own that.
no, I think like, because it's weird. It's not like an open world game. It's not,
Yeah, but I thought I would have like brought it home
I
from
know,
GameStop,
yeah.
you know? When I would steal, no.
yeah.
Sometimes they would just penny out games. you
Yeah.
know?
And then lastly, I bought this. So this is, let me just pull up the Japanese name. So this is a reproduction of a game that only came out on the Super Famicom in Japan. And I played this many years ago at a friend's house. He busted out a Super Famicom. And of course, it's all in Japanese, so I have no idea what's going on in it. But all I knew was it was the characters from River City Ransom, and they start off in prison, and they're all just sitting on the floor talking in Japanese, and it's like a 30-minute cutscene. And I'm like, wait, this is a beat 'em up, and it's got like RPG-style cutscenes in this, and like it's like they didn't even leave the prison yet, and already everything's are epic. What is going on here? I find out it's part of the River City Ransom series. It is. You read that. You
I'll
took
be out there.
Japanese.
Shin Neketsu Koha Kunio Tachi no Banka.
which roughly translates to the new hot-blooded tough guy, the eulogy of Kunio and Co.
Oh,
Yes.
well, all right then.
Yes. So now I have a way to play this on a good old American Super Nintendo, and I'm really excited because now I get to figure out what the hell is going on.
So isn't it like an actual RPG?
It's like a RPG beat 'em up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they've been taking the River City license and been doing like weird RPG
Yeah.
stuff with it lately.
Yeah. Well, River City Ransom, like on the NES, was kind of RPG-ish in a way, but like this was like the next level.
There was like elements of like, like upgrades and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, this is like some next level stuff.
Okay.
So I'm really excited because it just looked bonkers. They sat weirdly, like they didn't sit like on the floor, they like squatted.
Yeah.
Like that alone was like, what is this?
Is that everything we got?
Well, one more thing, because so
We gotta talk to these people. We gotta do
yeah, this will be quick. So after this panel, I want everyone in here to go. It's basically behind the dome to this artist Joe Hogan. He's a good friend of ours, and he hooked me up with this really awesome Sonic poster and this really awesome Alien poster, but it's Yoshi.
what does it say?
It says, "In space, no one can hear Baby Mario scream."
Very good.
So I want everybody in here, when they're done, to go to his booth, buy something, or if you can't afford it, just be like, "Hey, the WULFF Den sent me over here. You're rad," and then leave. That's it. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So that's what we got.
Yes.
We got a lot. We got too much stuff.
We did get too much stuff. You could say we got too many games, but that's not this convention.
That's different.
No, this is
Please.
the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo in Garden City, Long Island.
Yeah!
Every time.
All right. We can
Yes.
talk to you people.
Open the floor up to some
If
questions.
anybody's got questions, just raise your hand and shout it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Did you see me? Did you see the Super Mario Brothers 2 thing upstairs?
What are you talking about?
Like in the corner, the other.
Oh yeah, I showed it you yesterday.
But how they had Mario Brothers and they had Doki Doki Panic?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you made a big stink about
Yes,
it?
I did.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I made a big stink about it because first I saw Mario 2,
Right.
and I thought, oh, that'd be funny if I did that. And then right next to it, apparently, was Doki Doki.
Today, they had The Legend of Zelda
Yes.
instead of Doki Doki Panic.
Yes. But
Which
they
I don't
still-
know if you knew this, Will. The original Super Mario Bros. Was originally a game called River City. No, Doki Doki Panic.
They still have the sign up though. There's a sign that like explains it. People don't know.
I need to brush up on that.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, how you doing? Up here, please?
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Yes, I wanted to know how you, as collectors, how do you feel about people that collect things just because they want things that they know that the developers don't want them to have. Let's say, for example, out on the sales floor, somebody has a PlayStation 2 dev box.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Or maybe somebody wants, like, I'll use myself as an example. I have a particular, as much as I don't like to admit it, I have a particular hatred for Square Enix. So what happens is, many years ago I found somebody had leaked a manual for Final Fantasy XI that was never intended to be seen by the public. And it was only meant for employees of Square Enix. It was an in-house only document.
Right.
And because of my very distinct hatred of Square Enix, I'm very glad that I have it.
Okay.
You know, I apologize for how that sounds, but
No, it's
you know,
fine.
I don't think there's anything wrong
No.
with collecting things that are supposed to be used internally.
Yeah,
for-
like secret things and things like that. Especially like if it's like 10 or so years afterwards. I think
I think there's something wrong with like taking an unfinished game and publishing it online because that's just straight up piracy.
Yeah.
Unless the company is absolved.
yeah, like if they're out of business, that's one thing.
Dissolved, whatever. But because that's just straight up stealing. But
Right, yes.
if you're getting something from an employee that worked there or something, like I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like there's what's it called? There's Tim's.
Oh, the one.
Video game trading.
Yeah,
post.
the same place that had the PS2 dev kit has prototype games for the GameCube from Acclaim,
Yeah.
who were
Right,
stationed
so
on Long Island, who don't exist anymore.
Yeah, and
So
I want those. So like I don't think there's anything wrong
Yeah.
with taking something that or buying something that a company might not necessarily want you to have, as long as it's legal.
yeah,
You know,
I mean,
it's nothing wrong with
because ultimately it is a part of the history of the culture. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, if you're preserving it and you're, you know,
I think it's important for gaming history too, like the
Yeah.
the Sony Nintendo like console.
oh yeah, the
Right.
Nintendo PlayStation. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, thank you very much, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no
No
problem.
problem.
Thank you for your
Yeah.
question.
Yes. Yes.
A few weeks ago, somehow in the UK, the government ruled, because EA is trying to pretty much prove that loot boxes are not gambling. They are.
There's surprising mechanics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much the UK ruled that, something along the lines of that, they sided with EA essentially. And when, I'm frankly surprised at that when you have, over in the EU, Belgium and the Netherlands who have outlawed loot boxes,
Yeah.
period. I mean, I'm a FIFA, I play FIFA, I kinda had a falling out last year, just pure disillusion. It's pretty much like, it is gambling to me. I mean, just in all attempts to get, I mean, in Britain, I believe, was a bunch of kids empty out their entire parents' bank account in hopes of getting, packing Lionel Messi. Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
they didn't. I mean, what's your, and
So, well, like,
just what's your opinion on just like,
I think most of the time it's gambling.
Yeah.
It's gambling if you could resell the item, like in the case of CS:GO. Like those loot boxes, you can take those skins and stuff and resell them on a marketplace, and then that's just money. That's just money that you're getting. So that is
Yeah.
straight up gambling. I think if it's cosmetic items, like in the case of Overwatch, where like those things, you can't necessarily resell them, and they don't really have any like in-game value at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with that specifically. But that's not the case with a lot of games.
Yeah, I think that the big problem is the surprise mechanic of it, basically. Because if you say, oh, if you spend $2, you could get this, but then you spend $2 and you don't get it, so you're gonna keep spending $2 until you do. $300 later, you never get it. Like that's a problem.
I think any game with loot boxes on it needs to have some sort of additional rating or something.
Like a warning label, basically
Yeah.
saying like contains microtransactions and loot boxes.
Yeah. Like they already have that in the App Store, right?
Yeah.
It contains
in-app
microtransactions.
purchases, yeah.
So they need to have that on video games so that if you
Yeah.
buy a game for your kid, they're not running through your credit card, you know?
Yeah, I think it's good here that like last week, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony came together and said, look,
I
we're
was actually just about to bring that up.
yeah, we're gonna do something about that. I think it's good that like here, like the game industry themselves realizes it's a problem and they're gonna like work to address it and like make it easier for people to know that like these games have that.
That's the best thing the ESA has done in a long time, Will.
Yes, it is, Bob.
But wait, to rebel on that, what do you think about Activision putting like loot boxes after reviews and stuff like that?
That's BS.
Yeah, that's
Even though it
messed
has to
up.
racing,
That's straight messed up.
Well,
Because-
review sites need to have like flowing reviews that change over time, like when there's new updates.
Right.
Because games are changing constantly.
Right,
And
but-
they'll sometimes update the reviews, like in the case of like something like No Man's Sky.
Right.
They'll go back and update it, and they need to do that when there's stuff like
But I feel like
microtransactions that ruin the game.
there's something pretty scummy about like everybody releases their reviews, they give it like this score, and then 2 weeks later the game comes out, and then they add the microtransactions.
Yeah, that's messed
Yeah.
up, and that's why
So-
these review sites need
Yeah.
to come back and be like, all right, we're taking it back.
Yeah.
This game sucks.
And then
now,
they
you
need
know?
to make it clear that like this game is going to have microtransactions at some point.
Yeah, that's important too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to, because people are pre-ordering it, which don't pre-order games. And then they're gonna get slapped with microtransactions.
Yeah.
They don't know that. You know.
Yeah. So,
Hydrate, wow, hydrate.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's a bot on Twitch every hour. It goes, stay hydrated, bot. You have been streaming for 1 hour. You need exactly 4 ounces of water. And I'm like, oh God, it's here.
All
right, anyway.
Like every hour.
yeah. Yeah, so two things. I actually visited your friend Joe Hogan, right?
Yes.
And I got a drawing of Animal Crossing, but in the artwork of Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah,
It was
that's a good one.
It's so good.
That's a really
man.
good
I was
one.
like,
yeah.
yeah, here you go. But yeah, so something heavy, right? With the whole violence in video games things. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, right? Given the chance, if you were in front of government officials and they were actually going to listen to you
Yeah.
and take in your feedback, how would you argue the case, right, that video games do not cause violence?
I would say whatever you want to do to video games to regulate them, you have to do to movies,
TV,
and
books,
music, and books,
television.
because there's no difference.
There really isn't.
Like, if I'm playing Pac-Man,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm eating pellets. You know, when I'm playing a shooter, I don't feel like I'm holding
Yeah.
a gun shooting people. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. The
Yeah,
same.
it's not. You know, and I just think it's ridiculous that it is however many years since Night Trap and Mortal Kombat, and we're still having this talk because God forbid somebody like have like the serious discussion that like, you know, access to guns is too easy. This country's mental health system is just appalling. And just there are other messages out there from people in high-seated positions that just don't jive very well with normal human discord.
Old people think that video games are for kids.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we have a lot of old people running the country.
Yes.
So they need to understand that first of all, the average age of a gamer is 35.
So I am below average.
Yeah. Because that, yeah.
Not
So, yeah, and I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah, no, I think we get the point. It's just we just need to wait for
Oh, and there's freaking ratings on games
yes.
Oh yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So just don't buy your kid a
fact-
game that's not for them.
In fact, like
Then
it's
we need to regulate the parents.
yes.
Yes,
that's
let's
the-
regulate the parents.
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna have a kid, you should get a license.
It should require a license to get a kid.
Yes.
There's a lot of dumb people having kids out
Yeah.
there. And having a lot.
Yeah.
The dumb ones have the most.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they stop caring. They're like,
Yeah.
buy whatever you want.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can start at Walmart.
Yes.
The likelihood of what do you guys think the likelihood of Gene Simmons suing the Pokemon company is after a certain Pokemon is
He said he was okay with it.
Yeah, he said he put out a statement
Oh,
saying
did
he was okay with it.
You said that he's definitely going to sue.
I said there's a high chance.
When you saw the Pokemon.
Yeah,
You're
but-
like, Gene Simmons is going to sue.
Yeah, because he loves money.
But then he came out and said that, well, it was a weird tweet.
First he said, "Well,"
And that whelp said, I'm
Yeah.
going to sue the
but
crap
then
out of the Pokemon
like
company.
I forgot what newspaper like interviewed him about it, and he said like, "Listen, my kids grew up playing this game. I think it's if they want to honor kissing it, I think that's great." And then I realized if there's one thing Gene Simmons loves as much as money, it's publicity. Publicity.
So that tweet that he sent out said it was weird. It was
was
like
very
a
weird.
quote tweet, and it was like Gene Simmons approves the.
He didn't technically approve.
Yeah, no, but his own Twitter account
Yeah.
was talking in like third person. It was
Yeah.
weird. But what I think happened was he went to his lawyers and was like, "Hey, I want to sue," and they're
Yeah.
like, "You can't sue them. They're too big."
Yeah,
It's
so
not
it was
gonna
probably like, all right, well, if this gets
They're
people
too
talking
big,
about
and they
Kiss,
definitely don't care about you.
yeah. If this gets people talking about Kiss, then I don't care.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he probably wanted to,
Yeah.
and then just couldn't.
Fortune and glory. That's what he runs on. Yeah. Yes.
Up there.
Me again?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're raising your hand.
Quick question. I see you guys are big Sonic fans. Like, what got you guys into the game series, and got any history behind it?
We had a Genesis growing up.
We started with an NES,
Yeah.
and then I think we saw a commercial for Sonic,
It
and
was
we're
just
like,
too rad.
Yeah, he was so rad.
Just couldn't take
We were
it.
just like that. We need that in our life.
We were like, well, I don't want to be a little bitch. and get
Yeah,
Super
no,
Nintendo.
you gotta go fast. It had blast processing in 16 bits.
So yeah, our parents got us a Sega Genesis.
Yes.
With Sonic 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got Sonic 3 somehow.
Yeah, and it's been a slow burn ever since.
Yeah, I mean,
With the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Yeah.
Leave my son alone.
yeah, I'm a big fan of Sonic. Most of the games now are pretty terrible.
No.
And yeah, the design of the movie is trash. I don't know what you want.
They're redesigning it though, at least.
Yeah, we'll see how that looks. I will say
they got Tyson Hesse, the guy who worked on
Yeah.
Mania, and the little shorts that they've been making.
Yeah, those are excellent.
He's working with them to redesign
Yeah.
it, but I don't know how much they're going to listen to him.
I will say, I don't know if you guys saw the OKKO cartoon with Sonic on it. That was awesome.
It got canceled.
Yeah, the show got canceled, but
Yeah, cancel Kiko.
yeah,
Oh shit, when?
like 2 weeks after the Sonic episode.
Isn't big into
Yeah.
this esports. And the only reason why Fortnite had such a big pot is because they have Epic behind them,
Yeah.
and it's really popular, and they had Twitch behind them and everything. And something like Smash Bros. Doesn't have anything behind it.
Yeah.
I think absolutely our future is going to be these big esports competitions, these big games all over the place. They already are. Like,
Yeah.
League of Legends was selling out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big deal.
ESPN is interested, right?
Yeah.
ESPN shows some
Yeah.
gaming stuff already. They show CS:GO tournaments and
Yeah.
stuff, like on the TV.
I am.
Just backed out of some of the stuff though.
They did just back out of like Apex Legends.
Yeah,
What
they
happened?
delayed it.
With,
They were playing Apex Legends on, what was it? Like
That's some old
CBS.
Yeah.
Or
Some old
something.
farts said video games are bad for people.
Yeah,
that's
so
what it
they're like, so ESPN's like, oh, they're right. Let's show football players who beat their wives instead.
Yeah.
Fortnite's rated T though.
Yeah.
So.
My only concern with esports is that they pump a lot of money into everything, like production, the prizes, and things like that. It's gotta burst at some point. Like they're gonna.
People would say that about gaming too.
I know, but I feel like because gaming is its own thing, and then esports, gaming is just like an entertainment industry. Like,
Yeah, but I'm
like-
saying just because people pump money into it doesn't mean it's gonna necessarily burst anytime
Right,
soon.
but like, where is all this money coming from? One, two, like at a certain point, like there's gonna be a drop off, and
Well-
like how severe is the drop off gonna be?
Here's what I think. I think that it's like the cannabis industry. Everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
weed's legal now. Let's just throw all of our money into it, and then we'll make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, esports. Just take my money, do something with it, and make me
Yeah.
money back. Like there's that HyperX esports arena that we went to in LA.
Las Vegas.
Thank you so much. And it looked like they just took a bunch of money, threw it into a place. It was very nice, but there was no structure.
It was very. I thought it would be more like this. It is literally a bar with a stage.
I thought it was a little cooler than that.
It was a bar with a stage and a couple of like computers.
But
set
it was
up.
just so that like the Luxor could be like a Luxor.
Luxor. Yeah.
Luxor, is that a TV company?
Lexmark is a printer company.
Luxor. It's just so that the Luxor could be like, we have an esports arena. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
They did it. So I think that it's just gonna get bigger. The esports.
It'll get bigger and it'll get better, but I'm afraid that like they're gonna reach a point where like it just implodes on itself. So
Like that one kid won $3 million in
Right.
the Fortnite competition, but don't forget, the top like 10 people won money too.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just won the most.
Yeah.
But everybody else, people were getting $900,000
Yeah.
handouts like
Yeah.
for being in the top 5 or
Yeah.
whatever. So it was that was a very big deal.
Yeah.
But it's just hopefully there's other games that I'm more interested in that'll
Yeah.
be in the esports situation.
yes.
Yeah, so concerning YouTube and your YouTube growth and your success, right? If you could give some like quick tips or lessons that you learned in the past 6 years, right? What are some like top 3 to 5 tips of growing a YouTube channel, growing your brand that you could give to like new people going into the channels?
My biggest advice would be to pay really close attention to what works and be able to lean into it and always constantly change what you're doing. Like don't do the same thing for years and expect something. I mean, you can stick to your guns on some parts like we
Right.
We pretty much do.
If
well,
it
no,
works.
we have the same show structure on
Right.
our channel, which is very stubborn of us because YouTube
Yeah.
doesn't like it very much when we have like different shows on one channel. That's something we stuck to our guns with, but like I used to cover all different types of games, and when we first started, I used to read all of the games that were coming out that week.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really boring, so I cut that out. Some videos were doing better than others, so I leaned into the ones that were doing good. Also, if you have people writing in your comments like, "Oh, I love this. Make more stuff like this," don't listen to them. Make sure that the view count actually. I don't want to say the view count is everything because it's not.
But it's a lot of it.
But it's a lot like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Just because people say that they like something doesn't mean that all of your subscribers are going to watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like people love our backlog series, and everybody always has good things to say about
Yeah.
it. But YouTube does not like it, and it gets the lowest view count on our channel when we post the backlog episode. Everybody loves it. Everybody talks about how much they want more of it, but it barely gets any views.
Yeah.
So we can't. And having videos that have a lot of views and then videos that don't get a lot of views hurts the channel. So that's just the YouTube game. You got to play the YouTube game.
Yeah.
You got to be able to adapt and, have that work for you.
Makes sense.
Change the 9-volt battery out of your smoke detector.
Change the 9-volt battery on your freaking smoke detector too. I don't know what the hell it is with these freaking YouTubers out there with smoke detectors going off in their YouTube videos.
Yeah. I was watching one today, and you can hear the guy's email alert while he was talking, and it was like,
Dude, just mute your phone,
I know.
man. You're doing a video.
I know.
Yeah. I guess like
Patrick Willems.
Was it actually him?
It was actually him. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was very disappointed.
I guess to follow up with that, when you said that like you change up, your audience likes it, but YouTube doesn't. How do you explain to your audience that like, listen, I know you like it, but YouTube doesn't, but in a way to not lose your audience?
That's the beauty of it. You don't have to because they won't even notice. Like, let's say you get 100 people. Let's say you get 20 people in your comments that are like, "This is a really good. I like what you're doing here. It's great." But that video only gets 100 views. Then you make another video that gets 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Those 100 people don't compare,
Right.
Like, it's unfortunate,
Yeah.
but that's just how growth works on YouTube, And it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean stop doing that completely. If you like doing that stuff, then keep doing it. Like, we do plenty of stuff that doesn't get views just because we like it.
My stuff.
His stuff. That's why he's around.
I watch your stuff.
Yeah. I know you guys do.
Yeah.
But
like YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, like I live stream, and for a really long time I was live streaming to nobody when my videos were doing pretty good, But I just liked to play games and talk to the people who watch my videos. So having stuff that doesn't get a lot of views isn't necessarily bad if you enjoy doing it, So you gotta weigh like, is this worth my growth versus like, do I like doing it,
Makes
So
sense.
yeah.
Just create a second channel for your trash.
That too.
That works too.
That's another good advice. Second channel for garbage. Or third.
Yeah.
So what you have a podcast, right?
Yeah. About a year now. Games and Groceries podcast.
Games.
Everybody subscribe to them.
Yeah, we just took YouTube pretty seriously in like past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just saw like growth going there. I'm like, yeah.
Were you on other like podcast services before that, or did you start on YouTube?
I started on podcasting, so like we were doing iTunes, Spotify,
Right.
and I was doing some research of like, yeah, podcast growth is good, but not like on YouTube. So if you really want to get your name out there, we really like doing the podcast. I'm like, listen, we gotta take YouTube seriously now. So, but yeah, I'm starting to see like I'm starting a vidIQ. So like just see like
vidIQ for people who don't know is like it's like a
tutor almost.
It's like a okay.
Yeah,
Like, I only know it as the
like the
Chrome
app
extension.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really helpful because like when you go in to like upload your video, like it'll show you like
tags
what,
that are trending.
Yeah, what other people are doing. It'll also give you a character count for your tags, which I need because I always go over.
Yeah, I don't know why YouTube doesn't give you a
Yeah.
character because you can't have a certain amount of tags in your
500
videos.
characters in your tags.
And it tells you what tag, like after you post your video, it'll tell you how you rank in certain tags, which is really really cool.
Yeah, I see some of your tags, and you like always like rank up there. I'm like,
I always try to make as many tags as possible.
yeah.
It also helps to, if you want to rank in the tags, repeat whatever is in the title of the video in the tags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But,
Can I ask a follow-up question to what
Yeah,
he's
sure.
asking? As like being on YouTube, do you feel that there's a certain goal for you and your genre versus somebody else in their genre?
No.
So is it like subscribers or is it like views?
Both.
So, no, I don't. I don't care about the number as much as a lot of other people in the same field, because you can have a lot of subscribers and barely any views, and I know a lot of people who that happen to. And some of our videos don't get a lot of views compared to the amount of subscribers we have. And subscribers doesn't equal money. Views kind of does because of the ad revenue and whatnot.
Yeah.
I reach for a certain amount of views in my own videos. Like when I post a Tuesday gameplay video, like I know, okay, this gets this many views, then that was a good video. If it gets below this, then it was a trash video. But in the long run, I'm not like I'm just trying to be good at my job.
Yeah.
That's my goal is to just, just keep having this job.
I think the thing about subscriber count is it's a good and easy metric to like tell people, like just to give them an overview of like how successful your channel is to a point. Like if you
I don't agree and I don't like that.
Well, I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying like if you tell people like, oh yeah, I have like, X amount of subscribers, they're like, oh, that's impressive.
Here's something that pisses me off. Every YouTuber that I have met that is close to where I'm at in subscriber count or above has mentioned their subscriber or view count in some way in like the conversation. And I'm like, oh, you're okay. Like I liked you
One of
before
those,
now.
yeah.
No, you're one of those. I hate that. Because like everybody has had 0 before.
Yeah.
Everybody started with 0. Everybody's got 0 views at one point.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just a grind. And I've been there. We've all been there. So like you don't know that like you guys
Very new. Yeah.
could have 1 million subscribers tomorrow, Like, so I think it's. I don't like people talking about view count like it's like it represents somebody,
Right.
Or like the subscriber count represents somebody.
if you do it in that way, you're an asshole. You should
Right.
be on the platform. But I'm saying like if you're just explaining it to some like I tell my coworkers like at my 9 to 5 like I'm on YouTube. I have X amount of subscribers.
Mom does that.
Right.
Our mom will be like, oh yeah, he's on YouTube. He's got that. I'm like, Mom, come on, you're embarrassing me.
Well, when she's out with her sewing circle, how else is she going to explain this to people? Yeah, they just got like another 1,000 subscribers. It's really fascinating. I don't understand any of it.
I just view this as a job.
Yeah.
And I just need to stay afloat in my job.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
So that I guess to answer your question, even though this was a very long answer, is we don't have like a number goal or anything. We're just trying to survive on YouTube. That was very I'm sweaty now. Yes.
Thoughts on streaming services like bidding for people now and to help their platform?
Look, any streaming service that wants to give us like a lot of money to move, like please, heartbeat.
All right. So I'm on Twitch. I don't really like Twitch. I think a lot of the staff is kind of like they got big heads about themselves, and it's like a fraternity there.
What about Mixer?
Mixer, I don't know this like anything about Mixer, to be completely honest. Like I don't know like who's even on it besides Ninja. The only reason I'm on Twitch is because it's the biggest streaming platform.
Yeah.
Spawnwave is on it now, so like people are.
Spawnwave is just on everything. Like he's been on Twitch before too, and he mostly streams on YouTube though.
Is he on drugs too?
He's also on
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You see those gains, man? He's got to be doing something. But no, like, and I understand that. I think if you're a social media person or like a content creator in any capacity, you should be on everything. I don't think if you want to start streaming, I think any of those platforms is a great place to go. I don't think there's any real like cons to any of them. I think Ninja going over to Mixer was a great choice for him, especially where he's at in his career, because he's already like on top and he can only go down from here. So Microsoft's probably like, we need people to go to our channel.
Yeah.
Let's dump all this money into Ninja, and it's going to be worth it for them because he's going to bring a lot of people. His viewership in the long run is going to go down, but marginally.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot.
Yeah.
And what does it matter to him?
Yeah.
He was already the biggest streamer before. He's
Yeah.
still going to be really big. So
I think he collects 6 figures now just from stock dividends alone. Like he doesn't have to do anything.
he was making at
he's-
least 6 figures a month.
Yeah.
No, I think he's making like over $1 million a month.
At this point.
But you never know. Everybody just makes up numbers.
Discord is starting their own streaming service because we can go to them
Are
and
they?
still be fine. Yeah. Yeah. The Discord.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
They should not do that.
They really shouldn't.
But it's only for like 10 people. Like you can only go live for like 10 people.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, so like,
It's just like a screen share.
is it built into the app?
to Nitro? Yeah.
Oh, if you're a
Okay.
Nitro subscriber. Okay.
But that's 10 more people than you could get on YouTube.
That's
That's
true.
true. I need a good way so that when I'm streaming a game, I can have people who I'm in a call with watching the game latency free. Like but I don't play games on the PC. I play them on like console. So like I would have to run like 2 Elgatos through each other.
Yeah.
And that won't work very well.
Couldn't you do that through the Discord? Call them?
Yeah, and it's laggy and
The
like
screen capture is
kind of
still
crappy. Yeah, I do it with so Discord kind of like chops out, especially if you have people who are on different platforms. So if you have like somebody on Windows and somebody on Mac and somebody like on their phone, it'll get weird and like choppy. So we mostly use Google Hangouts, but that has a screen share option. But I usually screen share the OBS window, but that gets like a little choppy. But it's real time, so they don't have to wait for the stream to catch up, Yeah. Anybody else got a question?
Is there like any difference, like you mentioned, like the capture cards and whatnot? Because I streamed once. I mean, just out of curiosity through the Twitch app on Xbox. Is there any difference between using just like a native app on the console versus like all the equipment you have to go out and buy?
So I think you get better quality when you upgrade your stream to like get all this fancy stuff, but I think that the return isn't as big as a lot of people think. Like I think that if you want to stream, use whatever you currently have available. Like you don't, and it goes the same for YouTube. If you want to start a YouTube channel, just use your phone. Use whatever you have, because most of the time what people do is they use the equipment as like a barrier to entry. They're like, oh, I want to stream, but I don't have an Elgato. Oh, I want to stream, but my computer's not powerful enough. If you want to stream on console, just use the PS4. And I knew a lot of people who were doing really well on Twitch just streaming from the console. So it's mostly about the content you're making and like your personality and like what you're putting out into it. So yeah, I'd say only upgrade. Like I'd say if you want to start, just use what you have. And if you want to upgrade, it's only going to make your stream marginally better.
I mean, I only got like one viewer in like for a half an hour, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I've been there. And I've told my friends who started streaming, like you're going to stream to nobody for a long time, but while you do that, you just have to constantly talk, so that when somebody comes in, you might see that viewer number go from 1 to 2, and then you'll capture their interest because you've already been talking. So you need to learn how to like talk to yourself, which sucks, but just how it is. Yes.
So following up on that, do you feel like people, when they're watching a channel, they're like on a Twitch stream or whatever, they want to see one game, this person play this game all the time?
That's a big thing, though. Like,
yes, variety streaming isn't it's like impossible to get into. Having a niche really helps. So yeah, I'd say you probably want to stick to a game. It's possible that the game, like I knew people who streamed Destiny, and then Destiny like crapped out. Destiny started to get a lower viewership, and then Destiny 2 came out and it fizzled out really quick and had a steep drop off. So all those people switched to Fortnite. So like,
you get it for free.
Yeah. So like, yes, I'd say sticking to one game helps definitely, but you need to also adapt. So you need to change with what's working for your channel, and you'll be able to find out, like if you're variety streaming, find out what game you like and what your audience likes, and then lean into that. Yes.
2 things. You can get back to me because he's been having hand raised.
Oh, I'm
like
sorry.
5 questions.
That's fine.
What's up?
They're the priority. I was just going to say, when it comes to that streaming, as you were saying before, is the game the priority or the personality the priority?
The personality.
yeah.
That's another thing a lot of people don't realize when they're like starting out streaming, is they'll think that they either need to be really good at the game or they'll be quiet while all this stuff's happening on screen, and people want to hear you. They're coming to your channel for you. If they want to play the game, they'll just play the game. So that's what I'd say.
and then I guess that was my first thing.
Thank you.
But yeah, talking about your personality, because this is for both of you. You would say that YouTube is kind of like the exaggerated versions of yourself, right?
I'd absolutely say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And so I guess how you say is like when you're first starting out, how do you make an exaggerated version of yourself without crossing that line into being a fake personality?
It's a lot of acting.
Yeah.
To be completely honest.
I think when we started, like we were more like as we normally are, and then like we just slowly evolved into like learning how to be bigger and more
I'd
exaggerated.
say I was shy. Like if you go to
Yeah.
like the first videos on our channel,
Yeah.
first of all it's dark because we
Yeah, we
didn't
didn't know lighting.
and I talk like really quiet.
Yeah.
I talk like this.
A lot of my early, like even like from like 2-3 years ago, like I was like talking lower, like I was slower a little bit, but now I'm like louder, and like I can talk like not too fast, but I talk faster.
I also heard somewhere that how the camera makes you like add 10 pounds?
Yeah.
They say that it takes away like 30% of your enthusiasm. So
Yeah.
you just need to add more enthusiasm to whatever
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Without
to-
like shouting at your audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well I shout at
Unless you're really pissed
Yeah.
off about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You two have.
Yeah.
So,
Are we missing people up there? No? Okay.
all right, you.
I just to add to that, I would basically say, like, not to become like a different person, but more like a highly caffeinated you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, you, but on.
Your
Yeah.
best self.
Yes.
And like with variety streaming, like you were saying, that is more difficult, but that is definitely like 100% like your personality. It's like I
Yeah,
variety
true.
stream, and I switch from game to game. I'll get bored, and people don't come for the games at all. They don't give a crap. They are purely there to like interact with the streamer.
Yeah.
That's the fun part. Is the
That's really difficult to get into though, to get people to care more about you than the game that you're playing. Like, oh, I hate this game, but I just came here for you. You know what
Yeah.
I
a
mean?
little easier as a girl.
Oh. There's also that.
Why don't you check your privilege then, huh?
I have a personality too, and it's like, thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a weird sort of like toxicity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is great to have people who are willing to come with you to watch you play any game. But yeah, I'd say if you want to grow from like nothing, it's easier to have like a niche. I know that like I sometimes I'll veer off of Mario Maker and play something else, but then the viewer count dips. You can see it dip, and like, but I just want to play another game. So like I have some people that are willing to watch whatever I play, but
Yeah.
then not everybody.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. Also, I don't stream to like, make a lot of money. I stream because I just want to talk to people and play video games.
Yeah.
I don't play video games anymore unless I sit down and force myself to.
Yeah.
So, anybody else got any questions for us?
Questions, comments,
Oh,
concerns?
all the way up there. I knew I was
Yeah.
missing somebody.
Because since I saw about 1-2 Switch, I know this is kind of random, but
Sorry.
do you believe that it would be like something very similar to Wii Sports on the Nintendo Switch?
No, and I'm pissed about it. I thought 1-2 Switch
yeah.
should have been the Wii Sports.
But like nobody talks about it, nobody plays it. I mean, if it was the packing game for the Switch, I feel like it might be a different story.
Yeah, it's because it was $60.
Yeah.
It should have been
Yeah.
free with the Switch.
But it wasn't. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should have been. It should have definitely been a pack. And I mean, it was a cool game to
Yeah.
like show up. Like the whole point of Wii Sports was to show off the motion controls, but they did it in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
And the whole point of 1-2 Switch was to show off the Joy Cons,
Yeah.
and it did an okay job.
Speaking of Switch, are you gonna make a video of the newer Switch model in the future?
I'm gonna do the Switch Lite, absolutely. I decided not to do a video on the new revision that they kind of like quietly launched, because the only difference is the battery life, and I thought that'd make a really boring, like 7-minute long video. You know what I mean?
A lot of videos are like that. It's just open. It's like, oh, it's the same shit.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of people who make videos on like, oh wow, look at this new Joy-Con color.
Yeah.
It's like you can't see it at home what it looks like.
Yeah.
Just know that I know this is a really cool blue.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that. I want to make a video that's interesting to people. You know what I mean? Yes.
In terms, not so much streaming, but content creation, do you feel that there's a market for gaming and like legal ramifications of the law, like talking about licensing. Like there was an issue with like, remember how companies used to have warranty stickers on their consoles
Yeah.
and why they said you can't do that anymore, stuff like that. Do you feel there's a market for that without being too boring?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Like-
I don't quite
Just like
get it.
talking about like, because there's been famous court cases between companies, like I forget who it was it Atari and Nintendo?
Mhm.
It was
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about stuff like that, or like
Oh, like where Atari broke the lockout chip and Nintendo
Yeah,
sued
stuff
them.
like that.
Yeah, so like doing a YouTube channel about that stuff.
Let me guess. You're a lawyer.
no.
Damn it.
Next year, I took part of the bar yesterday. I take the rest.
Okay.
Nice.
And so
My
you're
man.
interested in that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I think absolutely there would be a market for that.
Yeah, there is. There's already channels like that, like Gaming Historian is
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
big
yeah.
one.
But if you want to dive deeper into the legal aspects of it, that's
Yeah.
something
Because,
a lot of people
like I
are doing.
studied like a lot of IP law and patent law. So
Yeah.
sometimes they just like I noticed they only scratch the surface and they don't go like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
people would be super interested,
pretty much-
especially if you can make it interesting to people. Like, because people are gonna care. People who are like in like the law field are gonna, and people who are in the law field and like video games are gonna care about that. But if you make it interesting enough, everybody will care about
There
it.
are YouTube channels of teenage girls talking about what they bought at the mall.
True.
And they have like an obscene amount of subscribers. There is a market for everything on YouTube. So like going into like the legal history of like the important video game cases, I think, it's a good idea. And if you want to go a little bit deeper than like some of the stuff you've seen like on YouTube already, there's definitely a market for it. How big the market is and how quickly you'll penetrate that market, I don't know. But there'll definitely be people who will want to like know more about that stuff.
But that's a good like niche to start in.
Yeah.
And then again, if you're interesting enough, you can get a lot of other people interested in that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely something for that. I just realized we have like 3 minutes.
All right.
So we gotta plow through. Back all the way up there again.
Would you consider Super Mario Odyssey to kind of be like a Super Mario Galaxy furry type game?
A Super Mario Galaxy type game?
I kind of like pretty much Super Mario Galaxy furry.
Kind of.
No. I mean, in a sense that it's a big 3D Mario game, yes. But at the same time, Galaxy was very big on like playing with gravity and like the levels being all spherical. And Mario Odyssey is much more like Mario 64.
I think Mario Odyssey is the is the next step after Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like they had the 3D Mario games. They had 64 and Sunshine. Then they
Yeah.
had Galaxy. That was that Galaxy phase, and now we have the new phase. Like
Yeah.
we might see an Odyssey 2. Like
Yeah.
that's the phase that we're in now.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different game, but it took a lot from Galaxy.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I'm not saying it didn't learn anything. I'm just saying like what it did, because like you couldn't turn into a tank in Galaxy. You couldn't run away from a realistic looking T-Rex in Galaxy.
Couldn't throw your hat at stuff.
You couldn't throw your hat at stuff.
Can Mario play fetch with the dog?
You can't. Yeah, you can play fetch with the dog in
You
Odyssey.
can't pet the dog, can you?
No, you can't.
You can jump on it.
You can jump on it. It's like petting with your feet.
Oh, you can't.
So you can't pet the cats and Fire Emblem Three Houses either.
No, you cannot.
Well, I don't want to touch a
Yeah,
cat.
why would you want to pet a cat?
Wait, did they pack that in Zelda? Shut your mouth.
Look.
You,
Cute,
you can pet the
yet I'm
horses
allergic.
in Zelda.
Yeah.
What?
You can pet the horses in Zelda.
But not the dog. Still, you can't pet the dog in Zelda.
Yeah.
Nintendo's got
Can you
to
ride the dogs?
fix
No,
If you
this.
can ride the
Yeah.
horses, you can pet them.
I don't think so.
No, he just leads you to like stuff. He like go sniff this, and he's like, okay, and then he goes. No, you can't pet him.
Zelda's got problems with pets.
Yeah.
Feeding the cat. What's the game where you gotta feed the cat?
Twilight Princess.
We talk about that. Fuck that game.
For like 4 hours, you gotta like feed the cat.
Piece of garbage, stupid ass game.
At
All
least,
right,
you,
all
at least
right.
you can throw the pigs in the ocean.
Yeah. All right, one more.
Make it good.
Yes.
I don't know if you covered this already, but what do you think about like DuckTales being delisted?
Oh, we never talked about that.
Yeah, some people were.
And I was kind of
talking
looking.
about
I was actually like looking forward here to see if anybody had it physically. That sucks. And like that's a big problem with like digital games, licensed games.
See topics for YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Licensing issues.
it's topics for your YouTube channel. Though.
Yeah, people don't want to go digital because they're afraid that games will just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when that news broke, I went home and I actually, because I had it on PS3 from like PlayStation Plus, and like I downloaded it immediately so it can stay there.
Yeah, because that's another thing. If you have it on your console, it's there.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep it. but they can't go into your PS4, Xbox One, and
Yeah.
delete it. Download it, then it could just disappear.
Most of the time, you're okay. Like if you buy it and don't download it, and then it gets delisted, you can still download it because it's in your history. In like very rare cases, like PT, most famously, where they like just erase it completely.
I'm all digital on my Switch because I just want to be able to have all my games
Yeah.
with me. And I make sure I have a giant memory card so everything's always
Yeah.
there because I'm not screwing around.
Yeah, but I think that's gonna be a big problem with like games that change license holders. So like DuckTales, like GoldenEye, like the Chronicles of Riddick. I'm so like shocked that Ghostbusters is getting a remaster, to be honest with you, because I thought that game was lost to that generation.
I am mostly all digital and like keeping all the games because like 10 years from now,
Yeah.
I want to still have all those games.
Yeah.
You know, because we keep everything that we've ever had.
Right.
You know, except for
Like a handful.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Which sucks because now that game's $40 for
You see
Luigi for a launch GameCube
You
game.
get the 3DS version for like 20 something.
That's not the original version.
So when Mario 64 broke the news that they were
Someone's
delisting it,
supposed to know.
like last
Yeah.
week, it was $10 on Amazon. I passed it up. Try finding it now for near that.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
no, there's no
immediately-
way. It was like $3 on all the stores, on digital
I
stores.
got it
if
on
you want.
Steam. It was
Yeah.
like, but I wanted it physically. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, no way.
I think we have to leave.
Okay.
It's 4:30.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for
That's
chatting
not
with
the show.
us.
We didn't do the show.
Yeah.
We'll hang out outside.
Yeah, we'll hang out for a little bit.
If you wanna keep talking.
Yeah.
As long as we're not in the way.
If you have more questions, feel free to ask us. And otherwise, thank you for coming.
I gotta run and buy that Mario 3 though.
Yes, you do.
But I'll talk to you guys.
Yeah. You can follow him.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe.
Hey!
You guys doing Mario 3?
Thanks.
Do you guys
Do you
mind
wanna
taking a
point
picture
out
outside?
that-
when you're ready?
Yeah.